I find the story of Gozen Soak very disturbing. She was sacked from a Catholic school, St Anne's School in London, for breaching equality laws. She was a pastoral manager for, I think, year 10, and she had a fairly good Instagram social media site with 40,000 followers, and she was promoting quite traditional Christian beliefs. Now, I can't say I entirely endorse her beliefs. I think, but I think, but the story seems to be that she was pulled into the head's office and told that a post that she'd made where she quoted the epistle to the Ephesians, which told wives to submit to your husbands as to the Lord, was offensive. She took it down, and then later on, school officials said that that if somebody had said that about that if somebody had if these comments had been made by a man, they would be regarded as misogynistic, and B, that about a fortnight later, after she'd taken down this post, she was told that parents had complained about other posts she'd put up, and she was sacked. Now, in the process of this conversation, it turns out that the school claimed that people could have social media accounts, but they must be kept private and mustn't be accessible to the public. So rather, that makes social media rather pointless. I think there's a much bigger issue here, which is the extent to which a school or any organisation can control the social media of a person that they employ. The same issue is already out there as an issue that requires debate with the BBC. If somebody is working for the BBC, are they at liberty to have social media accounts and to be active on social media? My instinct is that they are, or should be, but that isn't the opinion of the BBC, which seems to think that they own the individual outside the BBC studios, in the same way as a school seems to think it owns the individual outside the confines of the school. So, for example, should I have published a book before coming into the school, or should there be YouTube videos before coming into the school? Then those would be accessible to students and to parents after I were employed. It seems utterly wrong that if parents or staff take exception to what I have written or what I have said, that would be a reason to terminate the employment. I kept up a social media while I was teaching in a number of schools, and I didn't promote it, but some of my students were very excited when they discovered that I had 30,000 views on YouTube, and I think I went into a school after I'd been on television as well, and so there was a certain amount of sensationalism about that. I do remember discovering later on that a rather unpleasant teacher had gone into the sixth form and told the sixth form that I wasn't a proper teacher. I was simply a reality TV personality, which sort of, I suppose, was an attempt to pull the carpet from under my feet. And as she was working in my department and I was the head of the department, I found that rather shocking. But I didn't discover that until I had already decided to leave. But it is also very interesting how things which people say foolishly will eventually get back to you, because students have a way of talking, and these very indiscreet nastiness, these exhibitions of indiscreet nastiness will generally emerge, they generally come out. But as I say, I don't entirely agree with this person's points. They seem a little extreme. But at the same time, the underlying issue about social media and censoring social media simply because somebody has a job, whether that happens to be in the BBC or in a school, seems inappropriate. And if that is the price of a job, then it needs to be stated in the job application and in the interviews. And certainly if that was something which was offered to me, I would reject it.